Alright, hope we are all good. Of course, back yet again, so welcome back. Third time in a row, or third day in a row. It also happens to be the third day of the deload, and I'm currently itching up the walls to get back to the gym, man. So it's not ideal, but at the same time, of course, it has to be done. So today we're on a mission because for whatever reason, Tesco has had no sourdough for the past week for whatever reason. So wee Tesco has no sourdough. We're going to try big Tesco, see if there's got sourdough there, because hopefully there is, man, because I need sourdough. I literally start prepping Monday, and they decide now, right, okay, sourdough, nah, it's not happening, mate. So big Tesco, hopefully they've got it there, and we'll go from there, man. But again, no training. I'm trying to find things to do just now. Like, this mission of sourdough is my entertainment for today, man. I've got these tunes playing, I better put them off because I don't know how copyright works on YouTube, to be honest. But aye, mission today, get sourdough and then basically go from there, man. I do yet again have the wee can of Monster good to go. It is currently 5 to 2, so technically it's before 2 o'clock. So technically it's allowed in my books. Oh. When it comes to caffeine and that, right, what I would say is realistically, anything past 2 o'clock is kind of risky. Well, if it's 1 minute past 2, then I wouldn't really bother about it, you know what I mean? But if it's say 3, 4, then it's a bit different. Also, this sun yet again is blinding, so I need to put that down to drive though, or I can't see a literal thing. But aye, when it comes to caffeine, what I would say is realistically, any time after 2, so say for example 3, 4 o'clock, it might kind of start to impact your sleep a little bit. Now, I'm not saying if you have caffeine at 3 o'clock you'll no sleep an absolute wink that night, but it will disrupt it a little bit. Now, obviously that being said, the kind of closer it gets to going to sleep, so say for example you're sleeping for 12 o'clock at night, every kind of hour after say 3, 4 o'clock that you're consuming caffeine, chances are your sleep's just getting worse and worse. That's the way that I kind of look at things, so I try and cut it off for 2, 3 o'clock. Some days if I'm feeling proper floored, I'm I can't survive until 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock to go to sleep, then yeah, I have a bit more caffeine later on, you know what I mean? But I don't pure milk caffeine anymore. I used to have well, not a lot of caffeine, but enough caffeine, i.e. 2, 3 cans of Monster, which is just, when you properly think about it, it's ridiculous, man. Why do you need 3 cans of Monster? You just don't, mate. So now it's sorry, pardon me, if I'm having a can of Monster, it is literally one a day, and it's 1, 2 o'clock latest I'm taking it, and after that it's just water pretty much. Personally, with water as well, if you're drinking enough water, right, and keeping fully hydrated, you're going to feel pretty energised anyway. You don't really know the difference that water makes until you start drinking enough water, right? Me personally, I'm easy 6, 7 litres a day, without a doubt. But say for example you're drinking 1 or 2 litres a day and you're oh, I feel pure done in, I feel pure depleted, I've got no energy throughout the day, chances are water's probably too low, you know what I mean? Try and get 3, 4 litres in, see how you feel off that. Then if you need caffeine at say 1, 2, or first thing in the morning for example, wake up, have your caffeine, bit of a boost, and then kind of start hydrating properly throughout the day. And it will help you more than you think, believe it or not. It's a pure daft and simple thing to do, just drink water, but so many people are so what's the word for it? It's not you're not deficient in water, but you're not hydrated enough, and it sounds so daft, oh, but I drink 2 litres a day, but trust me, it's not enough, man. Once you actually start drinking, say 4 or 5 litres a day, you'll actually feel it and go, holy shit, that actually does help me quite a lot. So what I would say is have caffeine if you want it, but just don't pure milk it and have way too much caffeine, you know what I mean? I'd limit to 1 can of Monster or 1 or 2 coffees a day. If you're having any more than that and you're kind of starting to rely on caffeine, it then might become a bit of an issue. So just kind of be careful in that aspect. Don't pure have an insane amount of caffeine to the point where you can't sleep at night, because it's just not going to help you at all. I've currently been sat at these traffic lights for 2 minutes, man, and they're not changing. There's a car right next to me pure staring at me, man, and I can feel them looking, you know what I mean? I don't care, I'm not pure oh, they're probably looking at me, but I can feel them proper staring in, oh, he's got a camera in his car. That's weird. But I don't even care anymore, man. I'm so past all that shit now. So, aye, but he's trying to speed past me. No happening. Kidding on. I'm not speeding. Going at a decent pace. So aye, mission is of course sourdough. If I can't get sourdough here, then honestly, I'm going to need to trek somewhere far, far away to get some sourdough, man, because I need it for Monday. Like that breakfast in the morning, bacon, egg, sourdough, best breakfast ever, man. If you're sitting struggling for like breakfast ideas, just honestly grab some bacon medallions, eggs, sourdough, good to go, man. Personally, I don't have butter on it anymore. I used to have butter, but obviously, like, it's not good for you at all. So I grab fry light and all that kind of stuff. I'll do like 2 sprays of fry light on each bit of sourdough. It's like 8 calories or like 9 calories. But when it comes to obviously like kind of prep, I'll probably just stop doing that just to be safe anyway. Even though it's probably adding literally nothing to the like overall macros in that, still I want to be pure like proper like spot on with everything, man. I'm pure para about that now. I just want to be nailing everything. So whatever Finn says to me, like, you're eating this, that's what I'm eating. Like, I'm not adding any sauces, I'm not adding like pure wee bits here and there. It's literally just, this is what you're eating, and I'm eating it. Simple as that, man. I'm not risking anything. Like, whatever goes wrong, I'm making sure it's out with me or Finn's control. Like, whatever Finn says to me, I've got like pure full faith in Finn that it will be absolutely spot on. So as long as I stick to that, if something goes wrong, it's like out with our control, you know what I mean? So I'll just make sure everything is absolutely bang on, from steps, training, food, the lot. Everything is going to be spot on, man. Another thing as well, when it comes to like food and that, like, I know obviously I'm sitting saying I'm going to stick to the exact same food and like pure nail everything, right? But like, see if you're kind of just starting out in the gym or like on what to eat, all that kind of stuff, you're just struggling and what can I eat? I don't enjoy that, I don't enjoy this, right? See whatever foods that you do eat just now, I'm saying this kind of assuming that you're not just eating like pot noodles and like pure processed shite, you know what I mean? If you're having like some form of like decent protein, like chicken or fish, or if you like steak or mince, whatever it is, all I would say, right, is try and like kind of base your meals around your protein. So pick a decent protein, like whether it be chicken or mince or whatever, right? Pick a decent protein and then just build around that. So you can have literally any protein with potatoes, pasta, rice. If you want to have like chicken wraps or like you do, just say for example, something that I used to pure love, right, was I used to get 2 wraps, a small bit of basmati rice, and then 5% lean beef mince. A bit like kind of wee sort of burritos, right? And believe it or not, it was like so simple, yet they were absolutely unbelievable. So you can put like any veg in that and just make a pure class meal. I feel like with food, a lot of people really, really overcomplicate it. Like you can literally just make the most simple meal ever, right? Don't need to have like pure gourmet 5-star meals every day, man. Like that's what I personally think anyway. I can eat like proper basic stuff every day and like never get bored of it. But if you're someone, right, that struggles to eat the same thing every day, literally don't. Like don't force yourself to do that. Because 9 times out of 10, if you're absolutely hating eating the same foods all the time, right, you're not going to stick to that for longer than a week. But if you're eating the same foods for a week, you go, oh, I hate this, man. You'll just start binging and eating pure random stuff because you want it and you're craving it, you know what I mean? Try and kind of switch up your meals. Like, your macros don't need to be absolutely spot on. If you're like keeping your protein relatively high, your carbs are in a decent spot, and you're not pure having hundreds of like saturated and processed fats and all that kind of stuff, you'll be all right. That being said, like obviously don't pure have 5,000 calories a day. If you're trying to lose weight, it's not going to happen. All right, mate, just run across the road, chill, neighbour. But aye, if you're having like kind of relatively clean meals, you'll be fine, man. Like so many people sit and think, oh, I have to eat like the perfect amount of food, or I need to eat like 1,000 calories to lose body fat. When you just honestly, you don't at all. Like so many people pure underfeed themselves and pure like starve themselves pretty much, right? Just take your time with it. Think, you know what, I'm going to start on this. If I lose weight, cool. If I don't, oh well, I'll try again next week and can I change my calories about, all that kind of stuff, you know what I mean? Why is this so busy, man? Oh my god, I've came to Tesco, people are driving it in the middle of the road and all that, like reversing middle of the road. What is going on? But I honestly just kind of pick foods that you enjoy eating. Doesn't need to be pure fancy stuff. It could be literally mince and potatoes, or it could be chicken and rice. Anything simple. God, people literally can't drive, man. This is wild. I'll get back to you in a wee second before I actual witness a car crash at this point. I was going to park there, but I'm absolutely not going to park there. I'm going to try and sneak in your rapid. God, man, talk about a tight squeeze. Aye, so as I was saying, literally pick things that you enjoy, right? End of the day, if you're forcing yourself to eat foods that you simply don't like, and you're like, oh, I've seen him eat it on TikTok, or I've seen her eat it on TikTok, and it's like a pure healthy meal, right? Chances are, if you don't enjoy it, you're not going to stick to it, right? What I say to absolutely all my clients is, well, for me personally, what I find works for everyone that I've coached is ask them what foods they enjoy, like whether they say to me, oh, I enjoy burgers, or I enjoy chips, all that kind of stuff, right? If they are then tell me that, we make it into a sort of healthier variation, right? I'm not saying you can go and have like pure McDonald's chips and that's alright, you know what I mean? But literally cut potatoes into chip forms, air fry them, simple. You get air fried chips, you know what I mean? They might not taste like McDonald's chips. Well, they definitely won't taste like McDonald's chips, but they're still like some sort of variation of what you enjoy. And believe it or not, like healthy things don't have to taste bad. Like when it comes to pure like air fried chips and all that kind of stuff, right? They don't always have to taste awful. If you're putting potatoes in the air fryer with some salt, bit of fry light, get them a bit crispy, all that kind of stuff, I guarantee you they'll still taste decent, right? Anything that says they're not going to taste decent is literally lying, because it's literally just a chip. It's a chip that's no smothered in oil and like grease, you know what I mean? So pick your foods that you enjoy. Me, I enjoy for breakfast bacon, eggs, sourdough. I don't get bored of it ever. I've ate it for the past probably must be like a year and a half now, possibly even 2 years, man. And I've never get bored of it because I just enjoy eating that food, right? So when I say to you that I eat the same foods every single day, I genuinely mean that. Like I eat the same foods because I enjoy those foods, right? But if you're someone that doesn't enjoy eating the same foods every day, find different meals that you enjoy and just kind of alter the macros here and there. Like one day, if you're like, okay, I want to have chicken and rice this day, right? Or I'm going to have, I don't know, mince and potatoes, whatever it is, make sure your fats, your carbs match. And rather than having, say, mince and potatoes, have salmon and potatoes or have salmon and rice. Still got a decent source of fat in there. And of course, your carbs, all good. Chicken and rice, you can have chicken and rice, chicken and wraps, chicken potatoes, chicken pasta, all that kind of stuff. Just literally change your meals. Even keep the protein the same, but change your carbs. And it just changes the meal ever so slightly every day. Um, as well as finding what you enjoy and what food you like doing, find what foods make you actually feel good. Because me personally, when it comes to pasta, I can't really digest pasta very well. Don't know why. Boy just says no. It's like pasta, unlucky mate. You're gonna feel like shit for the next 2 hours or 3 hours, right? So I don't eat pasta anymore. I just have rice or potatoes or sometimes wraps if I'm feeling wraps as well. And they all sit well with me. So if you're having certain things, right, and it doesn't sit well and you notice that that caused an issue, like, oh, I ate that and like 2 hours later I felt pure bloated, I felt pure horrible, just take it out, don't have it again. If you're having foods all the time that make you feel awful, like you feel bloated, you feel pure sick after eating them, all that kind of stuff, again, that's going to hold you back in the future. Just kind of constantly eating things make you feel shit rather than feeling good, you know what I mean? So find things that you enjoy, find things that actually make you feel good, like when you digest it well, you feel good, you feel full, you feel satiated, all that good stuff. And don't overcomplicate it too much. Don't sit and think, okay, I have to eat that because they're eating that. And they said it's healthy, so I mustn't eat that. Like, literally find what you enjoy, find what makes you feel good, and then basically go from there. I know I keep going back to these, right? But Monster and that as well. If you're having like 3 cans of Monster, I can almost guarantee your digestion isn't doing too well. I'll have like 1 can of Monster and like I kind of start to feel a little bit bloated, or a little bit like, oh, doesn't really feel great. So I'll have like half the can or 3/4 of the can because I know that kind of beyond that point I just feel pure terrible. Like I feel pure gassy and bloated, all that kind of stuff, right? So if you're sitting spanking 3 cans of Monster a day, guarantee you your digestion isn't the best. And if you're drinking 3 cans of Monster and you're eating healthy and you're going, oh, these healthy foods are causing my digestion to be pure bad and like I feel really sick because of the foods that I'm eating, try and take out 2 cans of Monster at least first, if not all your Monster first, and then see how you feel after that. Because I've had that problem. We're drinking like 3 of them a day. You feel pure bloated, you feel pure like bagged up all the time, digestion kind of slips a little bit, you don't feel too good. Trust me, drinking too many of them is going to cause it. I've just realised this person's boot's open behind me. I don't know if you can see our reminder right there. That makes sense. That is so awkward. I've just turned around thinking that boot's open when it's just a person. Oh, fucking hell. Anyways, we're going to go into Tesco now and hopefully grab some sourdough. So I'll be back very shortly. Well, talk about a bloody unsuccessful trip, man. I think it's like some sort of Jason's sourdough world shortage right now, man. It's doing my head in because there's literally none anywhere. So I'm trying to think where else I can literally go to get sourdough, man. Like, I've had the Aldi's one before and it was decent, man. But see, when you go from like Jason's sourdough back to Aldi's, man, it's just not it, man. I know the Co-op does good sourdough, but I'm like, where is the nearest Co-op to me? I've got no idea. So that could be a job for tomorrow. I've been having like cereal in the morning rather than sourdough, so like bacon, eggs and cereal. And it's just not hitting the same, man. Like, it's really, really not. So it's not ideal. Hopefully tomorrow there's like some sort of like, Jesus, man. Hopefully tomorrow there's like some sort of like sourdough shipment that comes into Cumbernauld, man. Because if not, I'm literally screwed for Monday, which isn't good. Or I'll need to pure trek somewhere to literally get sourdough, and that is it, which is a pain. But unsuccessful. What I did get though was I've literally had cereal. I usually have cereal on a training day. It's now been switched to lovely oats, man. Not gonna lie, when it comes to like, it's like, what do you call it? It's like breakfast things in it, but realistically I have it at the end of the day, so it's not really a breakfast thing. But when it comes to like kind of cereals and all that kind of stuff, like I like cereal, oats, I like them, but I'm like, I don't always like them. I need to be in the mood for oats, you know what I mean? Cream of rice I've had like maybe 3 times and I absolutely hated it, but I think I made it wrong. I made it pure gritty, like literal sand, so I'll probably get attacked for that, like, you don't like cream of rice, what the hell? Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't like it at all. It was literally like eating sand, like literal sand. It was not nice. I might try that again at some point, because oats are good, but at the same time I just kind of get bored of them pretty quickly, man. But hopefully this time round I don't get bored at all. As I kind of get leaner and get hungrier, hopefully I'll kind of like crave them more, you know what I mean? I kind of like a sweet dessert type thing, because it is obviously oats with like fruit and that in it as well. So it's not a pure like bad thing, but I don't know, I just don't really like oats the most, to be honest. I also got some tender stem broccoli and some peppers. So not the most exciting Tesco haul, but again, I had to get veg and I had to get oats as well, but I was really going for sourdough and they've really, really let me down, to be honest. So the plan is now literally back up the road, but I've got a bit of a question I want to ask anyone that watches this, if people do watch this. Hopefully you do, or some people watch it at least. But I'm very indecisive right now when it comes to my head in terms of hair. I don't know what to do, man. Now, I'm not gonna lie, my hairline could be better. It could be straighter, could be nicer. It's not the best hairline you've ever seen. It's not the worst by any means, but it's not the best at all. So I'm kind of 50-50 on what to do here, because my barber, the barber that obviously I really enjoyed going to, is back in Manchester. So Rowan, unless you want to move, mate, and come up to Glasgow again, that would be nice. But I'm pure like, I don't want to get my hair cut anywhere else, because the way that Rowan cut hair was like, you could tell the boy was passionate, man. Like he knew what he was talking about when it comes to hair. Like, it was just so good. So I'm like, now I'm thinking, if I go to MD else, I'm going to be disappointed to some sort of level, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not going to want to go anywhere else, or I'll go somewhere else and maybe I'll get the best haircut, or I'll be like, it's just not the same. And I won't really enjoy it as much, if that makes sense. So I'm now 50-50 on what to do here. I could either grow it out until the start of prep, so literally get no haircuts, right, until the start of prep, obviously getting on stage and that, I get a haircut to kind of look decent on stage. I don't want to go on stage with a pure like horrible, mega long trim. You know what I mean? But when it comes to that, I'm also like, I could just shave it off. So I'm like, what do? Do I just grow it out and no get it cut, right? Or do I just go to the other extreme and just get a baldy and just shave it all off? So, any opinions on that? I'd appreciate it. Let me know. But let me know what you think. Do you think we grow it out and don't get it cut until prep? So that's like, what, 6 months? 6 months of no haircuts, just seeing what happens with the hair. Or do I just shave it off and see how that looks? Just get a pure baldy, man. I haven't had mega short hair for like maybe, probably 3 years. And even then, it wasn't like insanely short, it was just a bit shorter. I've never had like a pure baldy, you know what I mean? So I'm like, do I just risk it and just get a baldy and just see how I look, man? I might look stupid, like who cares? Realistically, who actually cares? But I'm like, do I just chance it and just get it? Or is that incredibly silly, getting a baldy? So whatever you think, whatever your opinions are, just let me know. Because I'm struggling to decide what I want to do about it, man. I'm like, I could grow it out, I could just get a baldy, I could just go to a new barber, but I'm like, I don't want to go to a new barber, to be honest. So, aye, this is my struggles right now. Do I get my hair cut? Do I not get it cut? Do I just shave it all off? Let me know, man. But of course, this is day 3 of the vlogs, day 3 of 365. I don't think it's a leap year. Is it a leap year? If it is, then it's actually day 3 of 366, which would be embarrassing because I've got it wrong already. But we're going to aim for every day. Now, that being said, don't expect the most exciting vlogs every day. Like, I'm not going to lie, I'm not going to be doing anything crazy every single day for 365 days, you know what I mean? But you'll get plenty of little car vlogs like this and a lot of me chatting. So if you enjoy me chatting and you like listening to me absolutely yap, then you're in the right place, man. Get subscribing, get liking, all that good stuff. But aye, 365 days is what we're aiming for. If I get it, do you know what? I'll be pretty proud of myself, because that'll be like a lot of grafting. See, when it comes to YouTube, right, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't think it was this hard. I'm not saying it's like pure impossible, like, oh, making videos is like the hardest thing on planet Earth. Like, it's not at all. But see, like, even just getting in the car, setting the camera up, and then thinking, right, okay, I need to speak to the camera. Like, if you're not the most comfortable person that's speaking to a camera, right, it can be pretty daunting at first. Like, when I first get in the car and like start speaking at the start of every like sort of video, right, I feel like uncomfortable again. I'm just like, oh, I'm pure back to being like pure shy behind the camera. That's what it feels like to me anyway, right? It might not seem like that to you, but to me, I'm pure like, oh, I feel dead shy again speaking to the camera whenever I sit down and start speaking. After like kind of 5-10 minutes, I'm completely fine and I actually don't care again. But that sort of initial like sitting down, putting the camera on, setting the mics up and like just kind of starting to speak, you feel a bit weird. You're like, oh, I'm now back to being that guy that's like speaking to a camera. I don't feel comfortable doing it. I feel a bit kind of awkward, all that kind of stuff. But obviously over time, that will probably pass as well, and I'll just kind of like feel comfortable again speaking to the camera. But do you know what? If I can get 365 days worth of vlogs out, I'll be chuffed to myself, and hopefully I'll have some people that like the content and sort of relate to the content and maybe learn something from it. Like when I'm speaking about like food and all that kind of stuff, like when it comes to the gym, how to sort of like map out your meals, or even training, or like the whole like prep journey of like how I'm feeling through prep, what I'm doing through prep. Like if somebody can learn from it or like relate to it or even just find it enjoyable to watch, then I'm winning, man. That is my main goal here. Just do what I can to entertain people but also educate people. If I can help folk, then I'm absolutely laughing, man. I'm beyond buzzing with that, because when I first started the gym, trying to find people to like watch online, it was probably kind of like the peak time for me, like in terms of like YouTube, right? There was quite a lot of folk on YouTube, or like well-known names, so to speak, when you kind of knew who to watch, right? See now, I feel like there is so many people on YouTube, or like many people that kind of post gym stuff or all that good stuff, right? Now there's like so many people on YouTube and on TikTok, Instagram, all that kind of stuff, right? And like you don't know who to watch, you don't know who to believe, right? And I almost feel like it can be quite a whole, like a daunting experience of, right, okay, who do I trust, who do I believe, who's right? And you kind of almost naturally look at somebody with a good physique and go, they must know what they're talking about, right? And I'm not saying this is the case for everyone. Like, there's not every YouTuber or Instagrammer or whatever with like a good physique that is talking at their arse, right? But there's definitely people out there that have good physiques. Then you watch their content and go, oh, they've literally got no clue what they're on about. It's like, it purely is just genetics and a bit of luck, to be fair. That is how it seems. But I'm not saying by any means that is every single YouTuber or TikToker or whatever, right? There's hunters out there that know exactly what they're talking about. They share like good knowledge, good education, and everybody's like pure spot on, right? But there is the odd few that people might look at and go, oh, they've got a good physique. But when it comes to their nutrition or their training or whatever, right, it is absolutely garbage, man. And if you're like sitting watching the people going, oh, you know what they're talking about, I'll stick to doing what they're doing, right? And you see no progress, no results, you start thinking, oh, it must be like absolutely impossible to do this then, because they clearly have every bit of knowledge and know what they're doing, and you start believing in them, but it just doesn't work for you. You then kind of start thinking, oh, it must just be the hardest thing ever to do this, but realistically, they're just giving you the wrong information. So my whole sort of thing is now, if I can be that kind of extra person to like spread the correct information and like positive knowledge, all that kind of stuff, it then kind of just dilutes a little bit the sort of people that don't know what they're talking about, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that I know absolutely everything, like at all. I'm not saying that by any means, but at the same time, I've done this for a long time now, and I've been through diets, cuts, gaining phases, the lot, right? I've been there, I've done it all. I've helped people lose body fat. I've helped people build muscle over the past like 3 years, and I can openly say I know what I'm talking about. So the camera decided to just cut out there. I went to check the last of that kind of video there, and it's just all like wiped out. So from what I was saying, I can openly say that I know what I'm talking about. Like, I'm not saying that I know absolutely everything when it comes to the gym or nutrition. There's definitely more for me to learn, but like I've been through the diets, the gaining phases. I've helped people build muscle, lose body fat. Like, I've been there, I've done it, I've seen it work firsthand, I've experienced it firsthand, that I know what I'm talking about. I'm not saying that I'm the pure expert on everything. There's definitely kind of more methods as well of like what you can do to like build muscle or lose body fat, whatever it may be, right? But at the end of the day, I've been through it, I've helped people go through it, and I know that my methods also work, right? So if I can help somebody or help loads of people like progress in the gym or like progress on nutrition or whatever it may be, then I'm laughing. I can't complain. My whole thing with this like YouTube channel in general is to help like educate people, be a bit more kind of relatable as well. Like, you see a lot of kind of like YouTubers, Instagrammers that are like pure living this high life, man, and like got all these fast cars and all that kind of stuff, right? I'm just your average guy, man. I work a 9 to 5, I do coaching as well, like I love the gym. I need a prep starting on Monday, but I'm still working my 9 to 5, all that kind of stuff, right? It's not my pure bodybuilding, and like the gym isn't my life as a whole. As much as I want it to be, and I'd love for it to be, it's unfortunately not just now. So I can kind of be a bit more sort of relatable to you. I've got a pretty busy life as well in terms of like work in general. So try to kind of add like prep on top of that might be a bit more kind of relatable to your sort of lifestyle, and how to kind of like map around that sort of like work to gym lifestyle, how to kind of lose body fat while still working and still coaching, all this kind of stuff. So end of the day, if I can help somebody, that's good enough for me. So that is day 3 of 365 ticked off. I hope you have enjoyed, because of course I'm going to try and do every single day this year. So hopefully I've like helped somebody in this video. But yes, day 3 of 365 ticked off, and apart from that, I'll catch you in at the next one.